infiltrating the internet yesterday, alleging that Baker said that he was going to F the Cleveland Browns up. Have you had any conversation with him regarding that statement, whether you said it or not?
Yeah, obviously I've talked to Baker. I've talked to everybody on the team all the time. I think the reporter who talked about it, I think addressed the situation. I'm not really paying any attention to it, but other than that.
Look, can you talk about, we had a roster cut down. It's the first time talking to you since then. The number of receivers that you guys have on the roster at this point, what went into that?
Yeah, we had the chance to get Leviska. 68 catches 1 year, 58 catches. Plays tailback, plays receiver. You guys saw him out there as a huge man. We thought that was an opportunity to get another dynamic playmaker. We like the guys that we had. Andre obviously is our returner. Has been to the Pro Bowl as a returner. So that forced us. That allowed us then to keep one more than maybe we normally would. We thought 6. We kept 7. We wish Dennis Daly the best. He's awesome. Love the guy. Love the person. Great opportunity for him. But with that move, we were able to correspond by keeping an extra receiver.
Yeah, with Leviska in particular, how quickly can he reasonably learn to do more than a couple of things? I mean, what's a fair expectation?
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest with you, because he's been with Ben McAdoo before. So he was in Jacksonville with Coach McAdoo, so they had history together. Garrett McGuire, who's coaching assistant for us in the receiver room, I went to the rival high school from him, and they know each other. C.J. Henderson played with him. There's a lot of us that know Leviska and that will be committed to helping him. Joe Daly, I think, is doing a great job. I think when you look at our young receivers, the way Derek Wright came on during training camp, the way Rashawn Henry came on during training camp, the way Shai has developed, I think Joe's done a great job. So, Leviska's walking into a situation where he doesn't have to come in and be the number one guy right away. He just has to come in and learn some things. And so because we have the other receivers, as you talked about, we don't have a ton of pressure, but we know we need playmakers. We know we're always going to look for playmakers. And I think an added component of that is, as I said, his ability not only to run the football, but we think he can be a really, really physical blocker, which is something that we want.
But Kalen Barnes, I know you don't like to talk about guys that are no longer here, but with him not being here, were you guys kind of hoping to have him come back on the practice squad, or was that the depth that you got at that secondary position that resulted in the transaction?
Yeah, I won't get into all those things. We made the decision to release him. We have a deep secondary room. Kalen's obviously someone that I've known for a long time. Great speed, great talent, and he's unfortunately no longer with us. It's a hard day. Tay Hayes to me has had a great camp. So we have a deep secondary room. STO's out right now, but we expect him to be back here shortly. And Tay is another guy that can help us. So we wish Kalen the best.
You guys going to sign a practice squad quarterback?
We may. Our thought process, obviously there's some positions you need. Hey, we need a couple receivers, legs out there and all that. But we've tried to sign the best available guys. So if there's a guy out there, so we've been looking into that. And, I'd stay tuned to see what happens.
If you don't, is that too much on PJ?
We've kind of done it the last couple of years. I think we'd be okay with it. PJ's got such a natural arm that he never really has any arm trouble. But that being said, if we can find one, I'd hang tight. There might be one here coming soon. So.
Coach, talk about the chemistry you've seen Baker Mayfield develop with the current receiving corps and hopefully with the guys that you brought in.
Yeah, I think it's been a little while since we've had kind of Robbie and Ian and Christian and DJ all out there at the same time. So the benefit of that has been he's developed. He's always had a great chemistry with Higgy, right? So they've always had that. Like, you go back to Cleveland, throwing touchdowns to each other. I think he's coming along with Moo. He's had great chemistry all year with Shai. DJ and him have great chemistry. So I think, a day like today where you saw Robbie catch the balls today was great. Getting Ian back going. Him and Sully, I think, have a nice connection. Tommy. So, we'll work a lot over the next week to make sure that, game one, everyone knows what they're doing and we feel good about each other. But I think there's a really good chemistry in the passing game.
I know you said you wouldn't directly address Baker's comments, but what's his temperament now as we get closer to, his first game against his old team? Have you noticed any changes or anything different?
Yeah, I can't talk about his temperament. I think only he can probably talk about that. This is not Baker versus anybody. This is the Carolina Panthers, and we're really just worried about ourselves. I mean, we've got so much to work on. That right now we're working on those things. Obviously, as we turn to next week, Cleveland's a great team. Kevin Stefanski's a great coach. They've got great players. We'll do our best to have a great game plan. But Baker has to worry right now about being the best quarterback he can be, and the chemistry we talked about, the passing game, all those different things. So our focus is on us, and when you're in the building every day, when you're around Baker, you recognize that he doesn't make it about him at all. He makes it all about the team, and he wants to win every game. So he's working really hard at it.
Now that you have the 53, and you're out of camp mode and in regular season mode, what does that pivot look like?
You kind of this is a weird week. That's why I gave the guys off yesterday. I think you're only allowed to practice this week until Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday have to be off. I gave the guys off yesterday just to be respectful of the guys that were being released, so they could kind of have some time to themselves. These 2 days are really kind of about us. Hey, these are the things that we have to clean up or we have to get in, and then next week, we turn to game week. So it's just there's a lot less guys in the weight room, a lot less guys in the lunchroom, a lot less guys in the meeting rooms. So it's just that's the different feel, but it's kind of business as usual other than that.
Did you view the Baker deal at all as a distraction?
I wasn't distracted by it. I mean, you guys might not believe this, but I'm not really on the internet or social media very much, so I didn't know about it until someone told me about it late yesterday. So, it's not a distraction to me.
Last time we talked to you, you said you expected or knew that Sam Darnold's ankle would have him out at least 4 weeks. Any update on that timetable? Will it be longer? Yeah,
we think it's 4 to 6. There was a lot of concern that it would be 6 to 8, which is why, just full transparency, when you guys kept saying, can you confirm 4 to 6? I couldn't, because I would, I'd never lead you guys wrong, but I didn't know. And so they did additional testing, and the great news is it didn't have some of the structural issues that can sometimes come with that injury, so it should be about 4 to 6 weeks.
Matt, would this be your third year with the team? Is this roster finally built the way you want to play football?
I like our roster. I like, obviously, I hate to always go back in the past, but, obviously we started on defense first, and now we have the kind of the D-line and the O-line where we want it. I think we have a lot of good competition. The 53 cuts were really hard. You guys noticed we didn't really, I don't know what the last 2 years what we've done claim-wise. We didn't claim anybody, Now, we'll still, Scott's great at what he does. Scott's always going to try to find things. Obviously, we traded for Leviska. But, I like our roster. So, we want to be a team that doesn't beat itself, that executes at a high level, that's fun to watch, fun to play, and the guys love playing together. So I think we're headed in that direction. There's a game coming up next week. That'll be a great first test to see where we are, and I think our guys, they'll be ready for it.
Eddie Pinheiro, what did you guys see in him?
Yeah, I think for me, obviously Tabor was with him, right? But for me, I put on that Denver kick, 52-yard field goal to win the game at Denver. There's something to me about experience, right? There's something to me about, hey, he's been there, done that. He kicked for us. We had several guys that kicked well for us. But at the end of the day, I think his experience with Chris Tabor, he kind of got derailed by an injury, healthy now, able to see him kind of kick it for the Jets and in preseason, so you could see, recent stuff. But I think also just his experience, and then, Tave's trusting his mindset. So, hopefully he'll be here tomorrow, and we'll get rolling with him, get him comfortable with JJ and Johnny.
Anything from that workout with him specifically that stood out?
I just think he's got
it in here or out there?
No, it was out there. It was out there. Yeah. I think the thing that stood out to me, and again, I'm certainly no specialist coach, but I think he's got a great operation time. He's quick to the ball, close to the ball, and quick to the ball. So I think that he kicked the ball well when he was here, combined with just going back and having pro tape to look at. I think it's one of those jobs that I really value experience, having been there and done that. So that, and then I trust Chris a lot. I like the direction our special teams are headed. I like the way we're covering kicks and punts and all those things. And Zane was having an unbelievable camp, fantastic camp, and my heart hurts for him. I can tell you that much. But he'll come back and he'll be ready at some point, or next year I should say.
Surgery for him.
Yeah. So. But Eddie to me is just going to step right in, and he has history with Taves. I'm sure he'll do it again.
Regarding Shenault, these hybrid players sometimes split time between wide receiver and running back. Will he be in any running back meetings, or is he working exclusively?
It's really early for me to say that, but I don't think that's really our vision right now. I think we feel so good about our running back situation. But even when we had Curtis 2 years ago, we didn't really put him in running back meetings. We kind of, hey, here's 3 or 4 plays for you. So again, we have such an advantage because Ben's been with him, so he kind of had that vision. I mean, I recruited him. I saw him in high school, so I think all of us have kind of a vision for what he is. I remember when Marty was here. Marty was, in the draft process, Marty was in love with him. We watched a ton of him, so I think he's just a guy that we all have a lot of different things for. But we also have a team that's worked hard, and so we're just going to fit him in and give him a little bit each day until he's ready to go. And when he's ready to go, I think you see how big he is out there.
How impressive is his stature since recruiting him from high school? How much
no, he's impressive. And like I said, I went back. Just as we're going through that process, watching his carry tape. Again, that's not the vision for him, but when you see a guy that runs the football and runs through contact the way he does, I mean, put him out on the perimeter. That brings an edge to your offense that you love to have.
You couldn't get him to Waco.
He was pretty much, when I got to Waco, I got there at the end, and things weren't really going real good in Waco. So a lot like those guys were already heading off to Colorado and other places. But he's a great kid, comes from a great program, DeSoto High School, and so I followed him obviously in Jacksonville, and the people I know, like Ben, CJ, they all were like, hey, this guy's a dog now. He's tough. He's gonna compete. And that's what we want, right? We know he has skills, but he loves to compete.
How important is that to have guys that you've seen and your offensive coordinator familiar with this short notice going into the season at this point to pick up a guy?
Well, I think when you get a guy now, you want to know how committed they are to learning. I believe. Don't get me started, but I believe that everybody can learn. It's just how willing you are. And when Ben talks about, hey, this guy loves football, he's going to compete, he's going to work at it. When CJ says that, I then know that, hey, we can put together a plan for him. But like I said, the great news is, we have DJ, Robbie, Shy, Moo, Higgy. We got all these guys out there that have been working with us. We don't have to put him out there, and he just has to kind of work his way in. But when the time comes, I think he'll be a great piece. And it's he's got 2 years left on his deal. I mean, this was a bold move for the future, and it was a good deal for us.
Did you get any calls about there were reports that maybe for Terrace or Robbie there were any calls?
I don't want to. I mean, we get calls all the time. One thing I've learned about this, honestly, Scott comes down to my office, hey, this, that. There's a lot of things that fly around, but we like our team. There was no one we were really like, hey, let's move on from. So we like where we're at.
All right, thank you, folks.